Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna. So the crisis in our life comes because of problem with identity. That's actually what happens every moment. Because any crisis we see, it is because of identity only. We start identifying in a particular way. And the greatest crisis comes at the time of death. Why death is a crisis? Because I have a certain identity. I identify myself with certain things. And then when it does not work in that way, immediately that's a crisis. I feel I'm so and so. And then, but things are not uh, working in that particular means it is not according to my identity. So my identity is lost. So all crises, let's say uh, if we lose any loved ones in the house. So we identified with that person. No, that person is no more. So immediately it's a crisis for us. So this is uh, how the crisis comes. So Arjuna also had the same problem. So immediately Krishna, he worked with the uh, identity only. He said who you are first, your understanding. So anytime crises are coming in life, small or big, we should know this first aspect that I should properly identify myself. Now, and another problem is now once we know, so there are two energies of Lord, Avaranatmika Shakti and Prakshapatmika Shakti, right? So Avaranatmika Shakti is because of wrong, it gives wrong identification. So we all have this wrong identification because of Avaranatmika Shakti only. And then the next is Prakshepatmika Shakti. Prakshepatmika Shakti gives misidentification with the body. So this is the second aspect. First we wrongly identify with, first we forget our identity and we start identifying wrongly with matter. So then there is a crisis. So when Arjuna is speaking about non-violence, then uh, everybody will feel Arjuna is so nice. He's talking about non-violence. And Krishna is telling to kill. Krishna is talking about violence. So this is the very big question many people have. Why Krishna is encouraging Arjuna for violence if the and Krishna himself tells in Mahabharata ahimsa paramo dharmaha, and even in Bhagavad Gita also uh, it is said that the qualities of the Brahman. So he says ahimsa, satyama, steya. So the word ahimsa is used by Krishna also. He's also telling ahimsa and he's telling Arjuna to fight. So how to understand this? Why Krishna is encouraging violence? Actually, Krishna is not encouraging violence. Krishna is showing to actually uh, Krishna is trying to make Arjuna understand that he is violent. So at the end of Bhagavad Gita, this should be understood properly that what exactly violence is. Like say, if Arjuna was before this only, he went to Indra's place and he killed many Nirata Kavachas. So that time he didn't had problem with not killing and violence and all. Now why he is having the problem which he was not having when he was killing Nirata Kavachas? Why now? That means that time Arjuna was not thinking that they are Swajanam Krishna. He's not thinking they are my own people. Now he start identifying with Bhishma, Drona, and all. And now he's telling they are Swajana. So the point is, if in front of Arjuna, if somebody else would have been there, Arjuna would have happily did the fighting. Now he's thinking they are Swajana, that's why he's not fighting. So this non-violence is like what do you say, circumstantial. It's not that Arjuna is really non-violent. He's just identifying with them. That's why he's speaking of non-violence. Because of that wrong identification, he's speaking of non-violence. And this is the first thing to understand. Now, why Krishna and what? And another thing is, Krishna is trying to, he will prove to Arjuna that he is violent in the sense that because you don't know your identity, you will you will be violent only. Violent with whom? With ourselves. So we are violent with our own self because we don't know our identity. That is actually what Krishna is telling. This violence you first come out. You are you are creating violence for your own self. So come out of this type of violence. If you know yourself, you'll act properly and you'll not. This is Jiva Himsa. We are troubling our own self. Atmaha, which is said in Ishopanishad also. Atmaha is the killer of soul. Why killer of soul? Because you don't know your identity. That's why you do which is not what you are. So then actually after giving the identity, once Krishna gives the identity to Arjuna that oh you are not the body, spirit, soul. So he gives material identity because we have two parts. We have material identity and spiritual identity and material conditioning. What is both are covered. One is Avaranatmika Shakti. Avaranatmika Shakti is not allowing to know our spiritual identity. And Prakshepatmika Shakti is making us understand that we are the body. And now we have material conditioning and spiritual identity. You are understanding the two sections, right? We have spiritual identity as soul, and then we have material conditioning with the body. That's why if you see second chapter Bhagavad Gita, as soon as Krishna explains you are not the body, spirit, soul, he 20 shlokas again and again. Krishna tells the same thing. You are not the body, spirit, soul, you are not the body, you are not the body. And then immediately he jumps to the topic, now you fight. And everybody is confused. If I am not the body, why should I fight then? I have to do the spiritual activity. Now, why I should fight? Because you have material conditioning. So this is the important point. Even though you have spiritual identity, but along with it, you have material conditioning also. Because you have material conditioning, you are supposed to uh, overcome this material conditioning. And for that, you have to act according to your material, according to your nature. That's why you have to follow dharma. And once you follow dharma, and then how to follow that dharma, that's where he says that the next section in Bhagavad Gita, where he explains from 38 onwards to 53, where he explains that you do Nishkam Karma Yoga, don't be attached to the result, Karmanyavadikaraste, and all these things. So, this is actually the proper understanding. And then the last section where Sthita Prajna comes, where it tells what benefit you get. That means you become like this. So there is theory part. Theory is the identity or not the body, spirit, soul. Then immediately there is a practical part. Practical part is work along with your nature. So this is how the system works. So people they think Arjun Krishna is creating violence. No, he is actually helping ourselves to come out of the violence which we are inflicting upon us because of the wrong identifications. So this is the proper understanding. Then we will be able to perform our actions nicely. And just and thing is that if we are acting according to the dharma, then what happens, then slowly we come out of that material conditioning. So that's how the system works. If we want to come out of material conditioning, we have to act according to the proper dharma, according to our own material nature. So the example that is given is, if a person falls down, he has to uh, take the help of the same earth to get up, right? You have to put your hand on the ground again to rise. Similarly, when we are uh, practicing, we are given metal conditioning. We have to use the same metal conditioning to come out of this situation. So that's the system that is given. So it's a very scientific way Krishna is giving practical and theory and practice, which we have to apply properly. And here we will just continue what Prachetas did. So anytime you see, the identity is first given. So the crisis starts with identity. Once you start identifying things properly, then it works. Otherwise, it won't work. We will always be in distress because of identity crisis, and we don't know how to act. Also, at least material identity should be clear. People don't have clarity with material identity only now. It's a further crisis for them. Spiritual identity is very far. Even materially, they are confused who they are. And they don't know how to act also. They're just thinking, okay, I just have to do sense gratification, because they don't know anything beyond that. So, in that way, people are very badly caught. So, here we will try to see uh, uh, activities of Prachetas, and any instructions, if you see, of great personalities, it starts like this only. They first tell them who they are. So here Vidra is asking Maitreya that what did they do, and then after getting the instructions of Lord Shiva, then Lord appeared, and Lord appeared not because of austerities. We have discussed na, uh, that tapasa tatah kim araditum ide hari tapasa tatah kim na araditum hari tapasa tatah kim. So if you are not devotee, or if you are a devotee, there is no need of tapasya only. So this is actually uh, what this we discussed yesterday. And then Lord appears, and Lord also clearly tells, I came because you are cooperating, because you have with pleasure accepted within your heart the orders of your father, and have executed those orders very faithfully. Your attractive qualities will be celebrated all over the world. So it is because of qualities the Lord appeared, and that's how we can please Him, because He don't need any of our austerities. He just sees that what is the substance in our heart, which actually inspires Him to give us mercy. So it's not how many nirjalas we did, or how many types of austerities we did. What Lord sees, what is the quality of heart, and we have to work on it. There is hatred, envy, jealousy. If you are not working only, then where is the question? That's why Raghunath Das Goswami is writing Manas Siksha. He is trying to tell us that these all things are there in the mind. We have to come out of all these things. So here, if we are not working, it won't work. That we will not be able to please. You will have a nice son who will be no way inferior to Lord Brahma. That means Daksha will be one. He will be very famous all over the universe, and the sons and grandsons generated by him will fill the three worlds. Because after this time, when Daksha is born, he's going to do really big, because he will begot 60 daughters, and all these daughters are going to actually he'll have Haryashvas and Shavalasvas, but they are all sent to forest by Narad Muni. Then Daksha will, instead of begetting sons, he will beget daughters, because they cannot be made sannyasis. He thought, if I again beget sons, Narada will take them to freeze them and make them again sannyasis. So, and these daughters, they actually create the progeny in this universe. As explained in the next verse, the Pratyachas will marry the daughter of the great sage Kandu. It is suggested that son's name will be Vishruta, and that he will glorify both his father and mother because of his good character. In fact, he would be greater than Lord Brahma. The great politician Chanakya said that if there is a good tree within a garden or forest, its flowers will fill the forest with their fragrance. Similarly, a good son within a family makes the whole family famous all over the world. Krishna took birth in the family of Yadu, and consequently, Yadu dynasty is famous all over the world. This is directly Lord is telling. He's telling, O sons of King Prajni Barshit, the heavenly society girl named Pramalocha kept the lotus-eyed daughter of Kandu in the care of forest trees. Then she went back to the heavenly planet. This daughter was born by the coupling of Apsara named Pamlocha and sage Kandu. So this is Lord himself is arranging for the situation for them because both are great personalities. So the sage must be really a great person, and because of that, he got a daughter also of very high quality, and the daughter is able to handle all these prachetas who are also great personalities. Otherwise, it is not possible. That means the daughter should be of the wife should be of that caliber qualities also of the husband, and not only one person. Here all the prachetas will marry only one girl. That means how much she must be qualified, extraordinarily qualified. That means Kandu must be very extraordinary qualified person. So whenever a great sage undergoes severe austerities for material powers, the king of heaven Indra becomes very envious. All the demigods have responsible post for the management of universal affairs and for a very and are very highly qualified with pious activities. Although they are ordinary living entities, they are able to attain responsible posts like Lord Brahma, Indra, Chandra, Varuna. As in the nature of the material world, as is the king of heaven, Indra is very anxious. If a great sage undergoes severe austerity, the whole material world is filled with such envy that everyone becomes afraid of his neighbors. Every businessman is afraid of his associates because this metal world is a field of activity for all kinds of envious people who have come here to conquer the opulence of the Supreme Lord. This is actually the problem, the tendency to enjoy the property of Lord. And this is what is holding us here. The main reason is this envy. And then next level will be ego. But a very gross level is what manifests as envy only. And deha patrakalatradishu atma sanneshus tesha pramatto nadanam pashyanapi na pashyati. Prabhupada in the envious householders. Because this is a quality that is manifested. Thus Indra was very much afraid of the severe austerities performed by the great sage Kandu, and he sent Pumlocha to break his vows and austerities. A similar incident took place in case of Vishwamitra. For other incidents in the Shastras, it appears that Indra has always been envious. So even Putumara's sacrifice also he was envious. And then Pumlocha she begotten a female child, and the child is described here as lotus and very beautiful. Being the successful in her mission, Pumlocha returned to the heavenly planets, leaving the newborn child to the care of the trees. So now, because this sage, he broke his vows, and no, he started indulging in sense gratification. So that's where the fall down comes. All our power is proportionate to the austerities a person is performing. More austerities is performing, more powerful he is. And then sense gratification immediately diminishes our power. And that's what Indra wanted. He wanted to, we may say, what is the problem? Let him enjoy and do austerities. Then not possible. If both is not possible, either you do sense gratification or austerities. So,
Thereafter, the child who left to the care of the trees began to cry in hunger. At the time, the king of the forest, namely the king of the moon planet, out of compassion placed his finger, which poured forth the nectar within the child's mouth. Thus, the child was raised by the mercy of king of the moon. So, Chandra, he is taking care of the child. He directly gave nectar. That's why she must be having very high qualities. And then he says that since all of you are very much obedient to my orders, so Lord is telling, I ask you to immediately marry that girl who is so well qualified with beauty and good qualities according to the orders of your father. Create Pojni within her. So, so this is uh, what happened actually, that he they did not create many, they only created one. But he creates many, but the quality of that creation is very big. Whatever we are seeing, all the living entities around, animals, plants, trees, all are mercy of Daksha only. He's very powerful person, means not Daksha in the sense his daughters. So that means he is very powerful personality. And then you brothers are all of the same nature, being devotees and obedient sons of your father. Similarly, that girl is also of the same time and is dedicated to all of you. Thus, both the girl and you, the sons of Prachni Barhi, are on the same platform, being united on a common principle. So, very powerful personality. Prabhupada writes nice purport. He says, according to Vedic principle, a woman cannot have many husbands, although husband can have many wives. In special instances, however, it is found that a woman has more than one husband. Draupadi, for instance, was married to all the five Pandavas. Similarly, Supreme Personality of Godhead ordered the sons of Prachni Barshi to marry one girl of the great sage Kandu and Pramalocha. In special cases, a girl is allowed to marry more than one man, provided she is able to treat her husbands equally. This is not possible for an ordinary woman. Only one who is especially qualified can be allowed to marry more than one husband. In Kali Yuga, to find such an equipoised woman is very difficult. Thus, according to scriptures, Kalu Pancha Vivarchite. In this age, a woman is forbidden to marry her husband's brother. The system is still practiced in some of the hill tracts of India. The Lord says, Apratya dharma shilyam bhuyat pratyan apatyasha. And actually, I saw, I think somebody told me, there is still this people, one woman marries two people also. So that is allowed in hill parts. What Prabhupada is telling, that is true. Now, the point is, uh, actually, when Draupadi was getting married, then everybody discusses whether she can marry or not, all the five Pandavas, because Kunti said, my word should not go wrong. She said, you divide among yourself. So then the Prachetas incident is also referred. This says, oh, Prachetas also married one woman, so it is allowed. So this with the reference, they give two references, and then with the two references, then they say it is allowed in the Shastras, and then they marry. Because here, if you see, Lord is only telling them to marry. That's why it becomes authority. If Prachetas do on themselves, then people may object, but they are not doing on their own. It's the instruction from the Lord directly. So that's how. That means she must be really very special. And the here the word yoga means acting on behalf of Supreme Lord. Yajnartha karmana anyatra loka karmana. One may act according to his own occupational duty just to satisfy the Yajna Purusha, the Supreme Lord. This is called, actually, this is one important point I want to tell. See what people do, they think I will come to Krishna consciousness and then everything is done for me. I need not do anything separately. Like I give example, like say if person has loans, he has loan with one person 10,000 rupees, another person 20,000, another he has 5,000, like they has 10 loans, and then he goes to a bank and take a big loan of 1 lakh rupees, and then he goes and gives to all of them, and he thinks, okay, now I have only one loan, all other small loans are cleared. So this is actually what people think to coming Krishna conscious, surrendering Krishna, that now I will not serve any of the people around me. I'll just serve Krishna. That's all. Krishna is telling, no, 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 it won't work like that. He's telling, first you clear your loans and then come to me. People think I need not, wife, children, and all these things. And all these things are very burden. I am serving Krishna, everything will work. But Krishna is telling, no, it won't work like that. You have some responsibilities, that is your loans, clear them, then come to me. That is what Krishna is expecting. That means we have to clear the even in the family life also, the actions in the family life should be done proper. If you are a husband, if you are a wife, if you are a son and all, we have to do the actions properly. That's actually what Krishna is expecting. If it is not working, that is a different thing, but at least you should try to do it properly. It's not that okay, I do this and everything will be because I am doing my chanting, hearing, reading. Even if things don't work, means if I am not doing my household things properly, and no, everything will be forgiven. Krishna don't want us to escape things. Everything should be done properly. That means whatever is proper needed, relation should be very good. We cannot say, "Arey, this won't work." If temporary relations of this world we are not able to handle properly, how can we handle the permanent relationship which Krishna is giving the spiritual world? It does not make sense, right? We have to have good relation here, then only we can have good relation there. This is an important thing to understand. If like no, many companies have this. They have first initially when a person joins, then they have prohibition period. They will say that you for 3 months we'll observe you, and if you are doing good, then we'll make you permanent. Similarly, Krishna is giving us relation in this world. He says, don't mess up things, do it nicely. And we mess up the relations here, then Krishna says, okay, try again. I will not take you to the spiritual world to give you, make you permanent. You will not get permanent relationship if you are messing up things here. So the point is that Krishna don't want that, okay, I'll have only one loan. I'll just try to clear one loan, all other loans will be, gone. It's not like that. We have to deal in every relations, proper Krishna conscious way relation should be developed. We have to know the connection between that person and Krishna properly and act accordingly. So this is how we can make progress in our spiritual life. So it is not some escapism. We cannot escape whatever situation we are kept. Of course, we give this shloka Devarishi Bhuta Trinam Pitrinam Nakinkaro I am rich Rajan Sarvatmanayam Sharanam Sharanam Gato Mukundam Parayati Gatam. We say, okay, all my debts are cleared. It's talking about debt only. It is not talking about relations. Right? So that is the most important thing. We have to work on. Prabhupada tried, and then it didn't work. Then he took sannyas because at certain age you had to take sannyas also. So Prabhupada tried to make them, but they were not at all willing to cooperate and all. Prabhupada tried for many years, and then at the age of after 55 like that, then Prabhupada leaves home and then takes sannyas. So he tried to be a good businessman, and he was one of the very famous and successful businessman also. That means he did his best. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also, he's one of the, he's a magistrate. So he also did his best. And it's not that we have to become big, we have to do our best in that relationships also, then we will make nicely. So here, uh, this is yajna means we have to do. It's not that surrender is we just don't do anything. We have to do in relation to Krishna. That is surrender. So one may act according to his own occupational duty to satisfy the yajna purusha. You see, this is called apratak dharma. Different limbs of the body may act in different ways, but the ultimate objective is to maintain the entire body. Similarly, if we work for the satisfaction of Supreme Personality of Godhead, we find that we satisfy everything. We should follow in the footsteps of Prachetas. This is called Apatak Dharma. So, according to Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Paritidya Mamekam Sharan. Abandon all varieties of religion, just surrender. So, this is how we should do. Now, Prachetas, why they are getting married and doing? Because that's what Lord wants. He's preaching. So, so this is the most important thing to understand. The Lord then blessed all Pratyas, saying, my dear prince, by my mercy you can enjoy all the facilities of this world as well as the heavenly world. Indeed, you can enjoy all of them without hindrance and with full strength for 1 million celestial years. You cannot even imagine only. Celestial years, that also 1 million. That means quite a long 1 year. Prabhupada writes, the duration of life prescribed for the Prachetas as the Supreme Lord is calculated by the time measurement of higher planets. Our 6 months are equal to 12 hours in the heavenly higher planet systems. So 30 days equal to 1 month and 12 months equal to 1 year. So in this way, for 1 million years, according to the calculation of higher planets, Pratetas are allowed to enjoy all kinds of material facilities. Although his lifespan was so long, Pratetas were given full bodily strength. So uh, this is actually the most important thing to understand. So we have to see this the difference we have to understand. So the Prachetas are allowed to enjoy all kinds of material facilities in such a long life. This is the most important thing. In material world, if one wants to live for many years, he must endeavor the difficulties of old age, invalidity, and many other miserable conditions. You know, maybe after certain age, we also don't want people to live. They say this is too much for them because they are. It's not that because of invalidity. People say that he cannot do things himself. He's like a vegetable. So what is the point? He's miserable only because everybody has to work for him. He cannot do anything for himself. Prachetas, however, are given full bodily strength to enjoy material facilities. This special facilities was given to Prachetas so that they could continue rendering full devotional service. This will be explained in the following verse. And thereafter, you will develop unadulterated devotional service unto me and be freed from all material contamination. At that time, being completely unattached to material enjoyment in so called heavenly planets as well as in the hellish planets, you will return home back to Godhead. So, such a long life and then go back. So, although by the grace of Lord, Prachetas were given special facilities, although they could live millions of years to enjoy material facilities, they still would not be deviated from the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Being thus fully engaged, they would be completely free from all material attachments. So this is like Lord want to give us happiness even in this material world also. Only thing is we should be qualified. If suddenly we are given say you know, $100 million, then we'll not attend only morning Bhagavatam class. We'll be so busy with that 1 million, $100 million. Then Lord knows that it is not good for us. That's why He's not giving. For Him to give is not difficult. Why He's giving to Prachetas? Why He's not giving to us? Because they are qualified. So that's the main thing to understand. So otherwise, it won't work. So he knows our conditioning, and then accordingly he is making arrangement. Uh, Devotees are actually beyond this. They are not affected by the dualities that comes. They enjoy the facilities, but they are not affected by the enjoyment. That sanskaras don't form for them because they are seeing it in connection with Krishna. So we give the example like we go to some place to visit, and we may, like, you are going to some Kerala or somewhere where you want to stay for 1 month in winter season or Goa you are going because it is very good and climate in the winter season. Now you are paying the money and you are staying there. All facilities you are enjoying, but you are not attached to the place because you know it is not mine. You are always conscious that it is not my place. That's the reason we don't feel when we are leaving that place and we don't feel sad. But facilities, all things are there. You go to the beach and you have your chanting there, and you are doing your reading, hearing, writing around. But you are not affected by the, because you know that after 1 month I had to leave this place. You are always conscious it does not belong to me. Similarly, in the house, this body, if you are conscious, now this body I have to leave, not belong to me. This house does not belong to me. I have to leave this house. All this relationship also Krishna gave me. If you consciously live like that, then there is no reaction, and you are enjoying the facility also. That's actually what Lord is trying to help us understand. A devotee is always situated on Brahmabhuta platform. He has nothing to do with material happiness and distress. When one is strongly fixed in devotionals and free from all material attachments, uncontaminated by material modes of nature, he becomes fit to return home back to Godhead. Although by special blessings the Pratyasas would enjoy material facilities for millions of years, they would not be attached to them. Thus, at the end of their material enjoyment, they would be promoted. So they are not attached. See, this is how it happens because they are conscious. So if we are conscious, we don't get attached. So that is the advantage for devotees. So they have the facilities like Yudhishthira is king and Ambarish Maharaj is king, Dhruva, Prahalad. They are not attached, but they are enjoying. So the word Pakava Gunashaya has special significance, for it means that by devotional service one is able to give up the influence of three modes of nature. As long as one is influenced by modes of mental nature, he cannot return to Godhead. It is clearly explained that all planets in the material world, beginning from Brahma down to hellish planets, are unfit place for devotees. Abrahma Bhunar Loka Punaravartam. Thus, there is no profit even if one is promoted to highest planet, Brahma Loka. We want to go back home, back to Godhead. Those who are engaged in auspicious activities in devotional service certainly understand that the ultimate enjoyer or benefactor of all activities, Supreme Lord. Thus, when one acts, he offers the results of Supreme Lord and passes life always engaged in topics of Lord. Even though such a person may be participating in family life, he is not affected by the results of his actions. So this is the point there. So he is participating. Is not, you see, it is, he is very important. He is participating but not affected by the results. Why? Because he's seeing the connection. We have to understand these things very clearly. We have to see the connections, and accordingly we should act. If we are not seeing the connection, Ishavashamidam Sarvam Yatkinchit Jagatan, Tena Taktvena Bunjita. Magrita Kassasiddham. Krishna says, Ishopanishad says, this is Swayambhumano, is that if you live with this Ishavasha principle, even you live hundreds and thousands of years also no problem. Because you are seeing with whom it belongs to. So that's what our false ego removes the Lord and keep ourselves there. It makes that it is me, it belongs to me. No, no, it is not like this. So if you remove the false ego, you can live long. And how many years you want, you can live. That's what Ishapanishads say. So here also, when they are living so long, it's not a problem because they are not affected by the results of his actions. And generally, a person living in a family becomes overly attached to fruitive activities. In other words, he tries to enjoy the results of his activities. A devotee, however, knows that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer and the supreme proprietor. Bhaktaram Yajnatapasam. Consequently, the devotee does not consider himself the proprietor of any occupation. The devotee always thinks of the Supreme Lord as the proprietor. Therefore, the results of his business are offered to the Supreme Lord. One who thus lives in material world with his family and children never becomes affected by the contamination of material world. Yajnartha karmano nitra. So one tries to enjoy the results of a activities becomes bound by the results. Right? Now Prabhupada read nice point. The secret of success. General this is actually the secret. Does not become entangled with the result. This is the secret of success. Generally, people take sannyas to become free from reactions of fruitive activities. One who does not receive the results of his action but offer them instead to the Supreme Lord certainly remains in liberated condition. Iha yasya hare dase karvana manasa gira nikala swas apastasu jivan muktasya uchyate. If one engage himself in the service of Lord through his life, wealth, words, intelligence, and everything he possesses, he will always be liberated in any condition. Jivan mukta. So Prabhupada is writing that this Krishna conscious movement is therefore the greatest boon to humanity because it keeps one always engaged in Krishna's service. The devotee think of Krishna, act for Krishna, eat for Krishna, sleep for Krishna, work for Krishna. Everything is engaged in service of Krishna. A total life in Krishna consciousness saves one from material contamination, as stated by Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj. Sri Hari Sevaya Yaha Anukula Vishaya Baliya Tyage Hari Haya Bulaya. If one is so expert that he can engage everything or dovetail everything in the service of Lord, to give up material world would be greatest blunder. You see, we have to do it properly. If you are doing it, not a problem. One should learn how to dovetail everything in service of Lord, for everything is connected to Krishna. That is the real purpose of life and secret of success, as reiterated in the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Tasmat satata satma sasaktasya satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hi acharan karma param apnoti purushaha. Actually, I am not writing, so I don't. Tomorrow I will write. To remember all these things will be difficult. Whatever points I told, anyway, tomorrow I'll repeat so that it will be easy. The conclusion is that there is not one and the same. So, material activities for sense gratification are the cause of material knowledge, whereas the same activities for satisfaction of Krishna or liberation. So, you can do material activities, but connection should be understood properly with the family, with the everything is connected. We should not see things separately. Pratak bhava. This should not be happen. Then there is duality. If you see the everything, duality is good, bad, I like, I don't like, it is mine, it is theirs. This is all duality. So with Krishna, duality does not exist. Good, bad does not exist. It is relative. What is good for me may not be good for other person. What is bad for me may not be bad for other, right? That means whether it is good or bad, then it is relative. So things in this world, like winter season is good or bad, it's relative where you are. If you are in the North India, it is not good. If you are in South India, it is good only. Summer is good or bad. In North India, some part it is good. So, what business you are doing, if you are selling sweaters or if you are selling air conditioners, it depends on which season is good or bad for you. So, it's all relative in this world. But if you see things in connection with Krishna, then only we can free from this duality. That's what actually Krishna is telling here. So this duality is the conclusion is material activities for sense gratification for the satisfaction of love. So material activity for sense gratification cause material bondage. So one may get indigestion due to eating too much milk preparation, condensed milk, sweeteners, and so on. But even though there is indigestion or diarrhea, another milk preparation, yogurt will with black pepper and salt will immediately cure these maladies. In other words, one milk preparation can cause indigestion and diarrhea. Other milk preparation can cure them. So, so if one is placed in metal opulence due to special mercy of Lord, you should not consider that opulence a cause of bondage. When a mature devotee is blessed with material opulence, he does not become affected adversely, for he knows how to employ material opulence in the service of Lord. So, like Prabhupada is giving the list: Prithu Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Janaka, Dhruva, uh, Vaivaswata Manu, Shvaku, all these names are given, all these personalities. So Krishna is telling Yasyaha Manugraha Prabhupada right. Yasyaha Manugrahanani Harishya Tadanushane. My first mercy shown to my devotees to take away all his material opulence. Material opulence detrimental to devotional service is taken away. Whereas a person who is mature in devotional service is given all material facilities. Both are there. Generally, it is risky to have material opulence. Always engaging in, so this is all directly Lord is telling to preachers. Always engaging in activities of devotional service. Devotees feel ever increasingly fresh and new in all their activities. The all knowing super soul within the heart of the devotee makes everything increasingly fresh. This is known as Brahma position by the advocates of absolute truth. In such a liberated state, one is never bewildered, nor does one lament or become unnecessarily jubilant. This is due to Brahma Bhuta situation. So he is situated in the state where he is not affected. And we all have to try to this come to this stage. We should not we should not get affected by what is happening around. And always it affects our mind starts identifying. I told in the beginning of the class, the crisis is because our identity is crisis, and we all have this identity crisis, and as long as we don't realize I am not the body, spirit, soul, we end up in crisis. We commit violence. We commit violence to others also and to ourselves also because of that wrong identification. And this is uh, like one story that is told, I was telling this also previously. One person was having three sons and he has a beautiful house. And many people asked, you sell this house, we'll give good money. And he was thinking, and then one day he went out of town, and when he came back, he saw the house is getting burned. And then he was lamenting so much. Arey, I should have sold, now I am losing. Then the first son comes and tells, oh, my dear father, don't worry, we already sold this house yesterday only. Then all his lamentation is gone. He said, oh, very nice, you sold it. Then the second son comes, oh, actually, we had an agreement, but they didn't pay the money. Then again, he start lamenting, oh, my house, I lost everything. And third son comes and says, no, no, father, don't worry. They people who committed, they said they will definitely pay because they gave the word that they will take. So even it is burning, they are not, they will pay for it. Then again, he became normal. Now, house burning is common. Sometimes he's lamenting, sometimes he's normal. Why? Because when you identify, then you have a problem. If you don't identify, there is no problem. This is actually what happens. So, problem is because of the identification with what you are identifying. So, that's what Lord is telling. If you identify everything in relation to Krishna, then there is no problem. If you are not, then there is always full of problem like that. So, okay, we will take questions. Uh, Can you please explain if there is any correlation between misidentification and the three modes of mental nature? Yes, we are, because of three modes only we have this identification. These three modes, na, they create body for us, they create mind for us, they create all these things for us. So it is and then we are bewildered by what we are seeing in front of us. This beautiful body, when we see in the mirror, the beautiful body we see, and then we see the most intelligent person, and then we see the person who is always right. All these things are because of modes only. And especially if we are in mode of passion and ignorance, our identification with the body will become more deeper. At least in goodness we are little bit sober, but otherwise with the identity, so it's all modes that definitely affects. uh, yeah. So the news came that one lady married two brothers. Yes. So we'll take question from Gail Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
You remember earlier you said that, I forget which name you took. Was it Eunistia? Anyway, it doesn't even matter. A pure devotee, a person who you say is conscious, they can they can enjoy yet be detached. Do you remember saying this?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so because the word enjoy normally kind of implies attachment. So can you explain enjoying without being attached?
Yeah, I gave this example. Na? Say you go to some place and you want to stay for 1 month, you can place on a rent. You are enjoying the facilities or not? You enjoy the facilities, but you are attached? No, you are not attached. Why you are not attached to the place where you took on rent for 1 month or 10 days like that? Why you are not
Be-
attached to the place? Because
Because you
you
know it's
always are
not yours.
conscious.
Hmm.
You're able to
Yeah,
hear?
yeah. I can hear you
So why you are not attached to the place?
because I know who it belongs to, not me.
Because you are conscious. That's what. Devotees' enjoyment is they are eating prasadam, but we know it belongs to Krishna. So we have prasadam, nice prasadam, and then we are happy also. We enjoy prasadam, but we appreciate lot. Senna Mrita Pavo Radha Krishna Gunagao. You say, yes, Krishna, thank you very much for nice prasadam, and then you take it. Then you enjoy prasadam without getting entangled. You are also eating, they are also eating, but there is a difference. You are not affected by it, they get affected by it. So that's the main difference.
So really, attachment means or implies having a sense of possessiveness about what it is you're enjoying.
Yeah, wrong identification. The ego comes in between.
Yeah, that's possessiveness, no?
Yeah, same thing.
Same
Possessiveness,
thing.
attachment, identification, all these things.
Okay, thank you.
You want to repeat also? You want- Any other questions, comments? Okay, thank you all very much. We'll end here because I could not write. So tomorrow I will just repeat few things so that I will write, and so the class will be again 8:15 only. So somebody who is joining at 8:45, just wanted to inform you. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.